our CEC meeting. So if you are interested in sponsoring our next meeting, we would most gladly welcome that. So please keep us in mind. Moving on to the next.
Point of order?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Stacy Solis, precinct 66. The approval of the agenda is missing from the agenda. We had asked for it to be added. So I make a motion to amend the agenda by adding under the new business.
Second.
Item A, duties of county party secretary. Item B, consideration of appointed precinct chairs. Item C, committee creation. Item D, CEC points for clarification.
Well, number one, the agenda does not get voted on by the CEC. At the last meeting, that was a mistake that was not caught. There has never been any agendas that have been approved by the CEC. It is up to the chair to decide and approve the agenda. So I'm not going to be putting that into the new business. Moving on to the next
Point of
item.
information.
Go ahead.
Point of information. That is based on what?
That is based on the rules. There is no CEC there's no CEC approval for the agenda. There is no CEC agenda approval. It goes through the chair. The only way that happens is we have informal meetings. We just had one 2 months ago, so it does not go. The agenda is sent to you merely for informational purposes, so you can be prepared for today and know what is happening, but I am not going to put that on today's agenda. So we are moving on to the next one.
Point of information.
Yes, ma'am.
Cynthia Gutierrez, precinct 4. It's not just for informational purposes. My understanding is that the Democratic Party at the state level has adopted Robert's Rules of Order just like any other board, and we follow those. And under those rules, that's what she's referring to.
I read the rules too. It does not say that. I am not going to be placing it into the agenda. We're moving on to the next item. Next, we are moving on to number 5, approval of minutes. It is in your packet that was sent to you last week. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Before discussion.
It's not up for discussion, Cynthia. We're already approving it.
Well, then point of,
You're out of line, Cynthia. We're already moving through
I'd like
this.
to be recognized.
You're not being recognized. We're already mid-vote, Cynthia.
Second, these people cannot vote. Just, that's the.
We know that. They are not, we know that. So if you have not been confirmed, you know who you are. You cannot vote on today's. That has already been made explicitly clear. Those of you who are precinct chairs, I am asking for approval of the minutes. Do I hear a motion? Second. All those in favor?
Discussion.
All those opposed?
Chairman, you have to have discussion once you have a second.
Yeah, I requested discussion.
We're not having a discussion, Eddie. It's already been approved on. You came in after the fact.
You're
No.
We're
required.
moving on to the next item.
Chair,
We're moving on to the next
I
item.
requested to do it before.
Miss Cynthia, you're out of order, Miss Cynthia. You're out of order. You're out of order. No, ma'am. We're not going to have this time. You're out of order. If you do not like it, ma'am, the door is right there. We're not going to be putting up with your outbursts again. No, ma'am. No. You are being disrespectful. We are not. We are not. All right, we're moving to the next item. Chair's report.
A point of order that's not hers. There is a Robert's Rule of Order, I know it fairly well, so does Eddie, wherever Eddie is. He used to be our chair, our parliamentarian. Is that once you second it, it's open for discussion. It's not an option.
Well, it already passed, Leslie. I'm sorry. We
Did you
keep
say
that in mind for the next
Did you
one.
say move to vote?
Okay, it's already
That's
passed.
when you vote.
And I appreciate you clarifying. That will be done in the next one. Ms. Cynthia, I'm not recognizing you at this time. You're not being recognized at this time. We're moving on to item number 6, which is a non-discussion item, Chair's report. I have 4 items to discuss. Number 1, TDP Zoom training for the band. That will be taking place on 3/19 with Ms. Katie from TDP. Please contact Abraham if you have any questions. Legislative state rep calls, 3/26 with State Rep Armando Martinez. We have upcoming protests in front of Monica de la Cruz's office, which is going to be very big. We're trying to coordinate with our sister organizations. That will be coming up here pretty soon. There will be a sign-making day on 3/14 to get all of the supplies ready so we can have a great showing. I highly encourage everybody to be out there so we can show Monica that she needs to answer for the votes that she's had up there in Washington. Move on to item number 7, Treasurer's Report. Kenna?
Okay, this was in the packet, but basically our operating account right now has $862. The budget fundraising committee will be developing a budget for the 2025-2026 fiscal year. that begins July 1st of '25, and then we'll have serious fundraising. In the meantime, feel free to donate through Act Blue. I did have a few things up there with the QR code and the URL for donating, but donating through Act Blue is a real good way of doing that. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Kenna.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the minutes with the exception of, that's the operating budget, okay? And then anything that has to do with the PAC, I make a motion that we do not approve anything that has to do with either of the PACs.
Eddie, I don't know what you're talking about. We've already approved the minutes, so your motion is out of order. If you'd like that to be considered in the next meeting, please reach out to me and I can attempt to put that into the
That's a
agenda.
treasury report. You gotta ask for a motion and second for
No,
the treasury report.
It's not a motion item, Eddie. That is just for your information. It does not get voted on.
You're incorrect.
Go back and read the rules.
I know the
Next, I
rules.
move to item number 8, State Party Chair updates from our SDC members. I know we have Ms. Laurel, Kenna, and Ben Whitman here. If you guys would like to come up here and discuss the SDC Chair Party.
And actually, all right, actually what I'd like to do first is introduce who your SDC committee chairs are. Ben Whitman, 24, CD
34.
CD 34, which is the Mid Valley, Cameron, all the way up to Kingsville.
Kenna Giffen, also 34. Hi. Laurel McLeish, and I'm CD 15. Jonathan Hinojosa was not able to be here. Our other one is Nettie Gomez with the Environmental Caucus, and Julio Salinas is not able to be here with the Hispanic Caucus. It'll just be very quickly that the update is that the election for the new chair will be on March 9th, 2019, in Austin. The final debate will be on the day before on March 28th. So, I think a lot of y'all were at the forum that we held in McAllen, February 1st. That seems a long time ago. And if you all would like to give us some feedback, we are welcome anything that you might want to say, or what comments you want us to take for Austin when we go to vote.
I was gonna ask a question. Just a question in regards to that. So you're saying we could essentially like tell you our opinions
Of
about
course,
what we like?
that's what we do, is we represent
Okay.
you. So, feel free to contact, if you're at 15, contact me or Jonathan.
Yep.
And if you're in 34, either Ben or Kenna. Yeah, definitely, we want your input. That's very, very important. Because we represent you. Mr. Chairman, I would just like to take this opportunity to recognize 3 people in this room who were very helpful on ballot board during the last election. And that would be Catherine Harvey, Roel
Thank you, guys. Moving on to number 9, new business, subsection A, confirmation of appointed precinct chairs.
Motion to table.
Second.
That is not a timely motion, Cynthia. I'm mid-talking, we're mid-business, you cannot make that motion mid-business. Who here is up for confirmation right now? Which precinct? You have to come up to the front, please.
Point of order, sir. You have a motion and a second, so you have to act on
We
it.
have to vote first.
You have to move and second and then discussion.
Do I hear all those in favor?
Richard,
All those opposed?
No, we call for.
He made a motion.
We call for a vote, nay vote.
follow Robert's rules, it's, you make a motion, a second,
He made a motion and there was a second.
discussion, and then call to vote.
We're not gonna table this, we're not gonna table this. I want them to introduce themselves.
There's a motion, guys.
We're not.
There's a motion.
Hey, there's a motion to table. If we follow
There's a
the rules.
motion.
Order.
Lizette, you can be recognized.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi there, everyone. My name is Lizette Galaviz. I will be sworn in for precinct 16. Does anyone actually know where precinct 16 is?
I do.
Where is that? It's Ed Couch. When was the last time we had a precinct chair for Ed Couch?
No, we had a,
And where are they at?
one of them is here, but he was.
There's no precinct chair for Ed Couch. Do not confuse Ed Couch and Elsa. It's two separate precincts.
But now he's at SPC.
Okay, and I would like to step up as a graduate from Ed Couch Elsa, a graduate from UTRGV. My town needs a representation.
And we completely agree. We completely agree. You also have to take into consideration that we made a motion and there are rules. We cannot just walk all over all of these people here that have questions. We agree. We need good representation.
Cynthia, sit down, Cynthia. You're out of order. All you've been doing is mouthing off this entire time. Sit down.
There's a motion and there's a
There is no motion. You're completely out of order. You're out of order. They are introducing themselves. They're
There's a
speaking.
motion and a second.
They are speaking. You cannot interrupt them. You cannot interrupt them.
So simple.
That's what I had to say. I need a representation for that couch. It's been way too long. It's the towns that maybe forgot it. I don't remember who was walking that. It's a difficult place to walk. I'm willing to walk those places. Need to walk that place. My town is not going to go unrepresented. And I need action today. If not, find someone that will represent, find someone of your choosing that will represent that couch.
Chair, precinct 4,
Guys, hey, everybody sit down. Melissa, hey, everybody, I don't know what is happening here. I'm gonna let her talk, but I'm just saying, these people, you guys need to keep it cool. Everybody sit down. Sit down. No, you may not, Cynthia. We're in the middle of something right now. We are in the middle of something, Cynthia. I don't care. We are in the middle of something right now. We are in the middle of something right now.
I have asked to be recognized and you refuse. I did.
I think I said what
Why
I
you
did.
make
And no one will listen to
What? Huh? I don't know.
Why don't we make these positions available publicly? Let's make them available publicly.
But it's not.
Hi, my name is
the
Greta
process of how
Alvarez.
rigid it is.
I just graduated from UTRGV with my BA in political science. I've always been extremely interested in Ever since I was in middle school, I've always wanted to be extremely involved. I got the privilege of getting to join you guys recently. I worked on the call-in campaign. I worked for the party. I'm very excited to be a part of this. I really right. Look, I'm from North Edinburgh. There's nobody that represents me currently. There are no streetlights. I have always lived near 2 power plants and the pollution is just off the charts. I really worry about the local residents. I want something to be done. I want the potholes fixed. I want sidewalks. I want bike lanes. I want a closer grocery store. Alright? I'm getting up here because I want to make change. I want to be the progress. I want to bring in more people. I want to bring in more progressives. I want to bring in more younger people. The younger people do not trust the Democratic Party. They feel a little disconnected. That is the truth.
The Democratic Party does not trust the Democratic Party.
I want to be that bridge. Thank you guys so much.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm George Salinas. I'll be presiding over precinct 164. I want to be in this position because we've seen for the very first time at the national level Hidalgo County turn red, and I think it's gross, I think it's disgusting, and we really need to motivate our people, our voters, and that's exactly what I'm doing.
Hello everyone, my name is Marta Rodriguez and I represent Precinct 101. And I don't have anything else to say right now. I'm really shocked.
Hello, my name is Noemi Garza and I'm from Precinct 63. I want to add that I've been working the streets for you all, even your precinct. I think I deserve and I vote for my precinct. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Betty Perez. I'm representing Precinct 112 in Westaco. I live in the center of Westaco, que dicen que es el corazón de Westaco. So trying to get it a little bit more better.
That area gets flooded big time, so.
Trying to get it better. So thank you so much.
Okay,
Point of order.
I'm Maria Flores Guerra, and I'm representing Precinct 54, an area that is heavily Republican. There are a few Democrats in our area aren't going out there. I'm privileged this summer to walk with a lot of people from Brothers for Democracy in our neighborhood, and we had a lot of doors shut on our face.
What city?
I'm from McAllen, and McAllen, North 23rd and Freddie Gonzalez. And so it did not feel good. And then seeing the numbers that came out when the presidential election results came back was very disheartening because I worked myself to the bone, never having been involved before. And I think some of the behavior that's being exhibited is unacceptable.
My name is Brian Salinas and I represent Precinct 37 in McAllen. So as you guys know, McAllen is turning red. You have Monica de la Cruz supporters knocking on doors by the numbers. We should also be out there. Thankfully, the strength of God, my precinct did vote blue. However, we still need to be out there because they are coming for us, and we really can't say, as Mr. Ter Velasquez said, that it's just a fluke. This is something that we have to approach head on as unified party. I understand that there is some divisive rhetoric here today. However, as a new precinct chair, I want to make it known that I am here to be cooperative and part of the party.
Hello, everybody. My name's Madeline Kroll. I think most of y'all know me. I've served before and in Precinct 216 in McAllen, over by 23rd Pecan, that area, essentially, which runs then north. I also represent not just that area, but I do also, I feel, represent the transgender community here of Hidalgo County. I want to appeal to the better angels of our nature here because I understand there is a lot of anger, a lot of looking for reasons why what happened came to pass. And I'm not going to say that there isn't necessarily reasons to be mad, but I think that I'm begging you as a person who has literally been declared a non-person by this administration. We are losing, we're not able to apply for our passports anymore. They are sending new documents right now. They are highlighting my community for exclusion. The only time this has ever really happened before on this scale, I want to point out the speed that the Trump administration has gone, was in Berlin in 1933. And I will also say this for anybody here who I hope we all believe in never again, because when my people basically were there with everyone else, they didn't liberate us. We were still kept in the camps by the Allies. I don't ever want to see that come to pass ever again. And I'm begging you all, because my life, my freedom depends on all of you right here. All of you all working together. So, thank you very much. I appreciate everyone's passion. I appreciate everyone's drive and your labor, your blood, sweat, toil, and tears. But really, right now, I am begging for a sense of unity, because right now, we are at the threshold of fascism, a fascist state right now. Our dear sweet America, right now. Thank you. So, thank you. We all depend on each other. I promise you, I will do everything I can to stand up and fight too. Thank you very much. I yield my time.
I just wanted to piggyback off of what Ms. Madeline said. I think it's really important that we, acknowledge that this isn't, just another Republican administration. This is a humanitarian crisis. At this point, these are our civil rights. So that is why I as well ask for unity, especially as a new member of the party. I would like to get to know all of you. And I'll just say one more thing, that I represent Precinct 15. I was at the Texas Democratic Convention. I am trying to be involved as much as possible. I went as a delegate. So feel free to reach out, and I hope that we can all work together.
Mr. Chairman, point of information?
Yes, Cynthia, we're about to have mid-vote. What's going on?
No, we're in discussion.
Well, discussion is not open yet. I need to make a motion, and then I was gonna open it up for discussion.
No, you cannot vote until we discuss.
I know, I was gonna make a motion and then open for discussion.
So, but we already made a motion in a second.
But,
So anyways,
Okay.
there were applications submitted to, Ms. Kenna by others that are not here on this list.
okay, I've never seen those. And if they would like to sign them up here in the flesh, they are more than welcome to do so, and we will take those applications right now.
There's Mr. Eliasad, and I don't know.
That's perfectly fine.
So,
They are free to fill them out today. We will have them processed, and at our next meeting, we will have this exact same celebration for them to come up and introduce themselves, and they will be confirmed and ready to go for the remainder of the year, and I have no problem with that whatsoever.
okay, and then, so then we can have the microphone to discuss as well?
Well, there is a motion, there was a motion made, there was a second. If you'd like to discuss, please discuss.
Okay, so may I have the microphone?
Cynthia, we can.
Okay, I can speak here. We're not here fighting with other Democrats. We're not. I stayed quiet while they were talking, so I'm gonna ask. Okay.
Okay, so all we have asked is for the chair to acknowledge and meet with us and tell us what the money that the majority PAC and all of those things. We are as much Democrats for the new people, for the. I'm talking about the new chairs. The new chairs. Okay. So some of us. Some of us have been with the party only a few years, about 10 years. Some of us here have been here 40, 20, 30 years. We care for our county as much as you guys. And it seems like you guys think that this is against you, something personal. And it's not. So we're not defending ourselves either. What I'm saying is the same freedoms and the same rights that the new ones and that everyone else has, we have. And we've been trying to follow the rules I called you, Mr. Gonzalez. I called you several times in private, as you by email told us, and no response. We
tried to communicate with you.
Proper procedure. That's a
Your hand
No, we have followed all the procedures, Irma. And here the secretary, the chair are the only ones that can stop us. So all I want to say, we want the party to be united as well, but we also want to be whole.
Yes, Stacy, discussion.
Stacy Solis, precinct 66. On topic of approval of the precinct chairs. The precinct chairs, since the last election, submit their application. They have a right to be appointed by the chair. However, the following procedure was not followed correctly. After they have been approved or appointed by the chair, the next step is approval by the CEC.
Which is what we're trying to do. We're trying to do that.
Then the following step is submitting those approved names to the Secretary of State. Currently, Kenna, who just told me she was trying to do that, has continued to submit the names of precinct chairs to the Secretary of State list prior to CEC approval. All of the precinct chairs, beginning any time last summer after the election. So there were a lot that were appointed in August. They have not been confirmed. They were not approved at the CEC meeting. And subsequently, there have been additional, some of these are there, that have been appointed in the last couple of weeks, which is fine. But all of those, including the one who was just appointed a few days, maybe 5 days ago, is already on the Secretary of State. So proper procedures have not been followed. What we have consistently asked for is basic and simple, that the party rules be followed. The party rules. The party rules exist for a reason, and they need to be followed. It is that simple. So all of the precinct chairs who stand before you right now to be appointed, and all the ones who are not standing, I'm not sure why, because all the ones who were appointed in August have not been approved, should not be on the Secretary of State list. There's a possibility, so those were documents that were not correct, that were filed with the Secretary of State list. We got a lot of lawyers in there. So we made a motion to table the approval of the precinct chairs. What that does is that does not change anything about what those people are able to do on a day-to-day basis. So whatever they were doing yesterday in their precinct, they can still do tomorrow in their precinct. Nothing changes. If they were out walking the streets yesterday, they can walk the streets tomorrow. Okay? They've been appointed. There's a little bit that they can't do yet until they're approved by this body. Those are the statutory duties. Since we're not in election, we don't even have anything dealing with statutory duties right now. So it really won't change anything. But rules need to be followed.
Thank you.
All
right, thank you so much.
Let me, if I may have the microphone to respond to that.
Then you need to give up the chair.
Yeah, well, let me respond to that.
So you need to give up the chair.
If you read the rules do not say what you just talked about.
Robert's rule, what I say?
State party rules.
No, they do.
No, they do not. I'm looking at them right now. It says the appointed chair shall assume the position upon appointment. And then it says that they shall be ratified by the majority vote of the CEC. Shall means must. It does not mean can. It does not mean maybe. It does not mean it's up for discussion. It means they must be. They take up the laws, the rules state, they assume the position upon appointment. That's not what it is. It is plain as deal here. So we've had discussion. Is there anybody else who wants to discuss this? Yes, Ms. Because Leslie, you can be allowed, yes ma'am.
I was trying to fill
Give her
out,
the microphone, I can't even hear her.
I was working on filling out, applications.
You can go after that.
And at the bottom of the application, it says, date submitted, and then date reviewed, and then date approved, or date rejected, right? So you have to put that on the original form, and then right under it, it says note number 1, that as soon as these are submitted, they automatically become public information and available to the public. And what I know is I've been reading all these emails going back and forth about all this, and they've asked for the list of the current precinct chairs. Apparently, there's some discretion about when they were approved by the CEC. They were submitted to the CEC to be approved, and what I'm hearing is they were put up to the state SOS party without being submitted to the CEC. That would require an audit, but the bigger part of that is that they're public information, and when I saw it come out, all that was sent to them was a list of the Secretary of State list. It wasn't the list of the applications that gave the date, submitted, and the proof that they were in time for the election and all of that. So that's the important part, is following the rules, so that you know how many fights we've had over this, especially when it comes to appointing a sheriff or appointing a judge, who's sitting on the CEC. That's critical. Like, who is the legitimately seated chair? And if we bend the rules and we don't do it the right way, then what if next week someone steps down and we have to approve? All these people will be claimed illegitimate and the vote thrown out. That's why this is really more important than what it looks like. It looks like it's stupid fighting, but it's not.
Guys, this is already up for a vote. If you don't want to vote for them, you don't have to.
Point of information.
We're taking it for a motion, okay?
Mr. Chairman.
All those in favor of this, raise your hands, and our secretary will count your votes.
Of being what? Repeat what the
In
motion.
favor of confirming the appointed precinct chairs in front of you today. All those in favor, please raise your hands.
There's a lot of people voting in their pictures. This is not
I don't even know their precinct chair. I don't know. Yeah. But that's on our deal. Melissa should have been on that.
Double check.
Well,
Raise your hands again.
Division of the House.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
Mr. Chairman, I think a
24,
voice,
24.
name vote, wait, no, name vote should be.
If they want to name, if you want to name, I mean, how many people do we have right now? Is that the same count that everybody has?
Let's do it by voice.
24, 25?
No.
Okay, then we're gonna have to do a stand-up name vote count, guys, because everybody has 3 different numbers.
Melissa, let's do it.
So everybody in favor, stand up.
By name. Do a roll call. Roll call vote. Roll call vote.
Give me the list.
Roll call vote. No, no.
No. Okay, go ahead. Nay.
Listen,
Leslie Bauer. Nay. Edward De La Rosa.
nay.
Fabiola Escalon. Fabiola. Nay. Laura Saldana Flores. Nay. Maria Elvia Perales. Not here?
No. Maria?
Elvia Perales. She's not here. Leonardo Rodriguez. Lino Rodriguez. Mary Alice Palacios. Yay. Gabriel Saúl Garcia. Is he here? No. Miguel Robledo. Liza Lillian Cardosa.
Nay.
Selena Hayes.
Nay, Miguel, sorry.
Sylvia Handy. Mario Cano. Angel Magallanes. Jose Saldana.
Nay.
Brenda Lee Villalon. Leticia Science. Thomas Ray Garcia.
Nay.
Stacy Elizabeth Solis.
Nay.
Victoria Guerra.
Nay.
Roxanne Gonzalez. Rogelio Lemon. Julie Rose Sparrow.
Nay.
Daniel Diaz.
Yes.
Juan Mauricio Salinas. Alma Butcher. Nay. Domingo Rodriguez.
Yes.
Everaldo Saldana. Irma Garcia.
Yes.
Alma Gloria Garcia.
Yes.
Jesus Peña. Rosemary Miranda. I'm sorry, what? Nay? Nay. Alma Crystal Garcia. Luciano Sanchez Garza. Delma Cadena. Yay. Erlina Garcia. Nay. Hannah Giffen.
Yes.
Mildred Flores. Alex Wanella. Maria Isabel Perales.
No.
Juanita Solis.
No.
Nisa Cruz.
Sí.
Samuel Reyes.
Nay.
Olga Ana Laura Cardosa.
Nay.
John Grassi. Juan Pablo Olivan. Norma Bento Reyes. Pedro Garcia.
No.
Abraham Sanchez.
Yes.
Joe David Garcia. Priscilla Hassel.
Yes.
Skylar Howell.
Yes.
Carlos Alvarez. Porfirio Castillo.
Yes.
Albert Rodriguez.
Nay.
Nelly Medina. Selena Serna.
Yes.
Maria Cristina Alanin. Melissa Zamorano Medina.
Yes.
Esmeralda Perez.
Nay. She said no.
No. Catherine Hardy. No. Melissa Halomo. No. Rosendo Viagran. Eric Olguin. Fernando Castillo.
No.
Julio Garza.
Yes.
Gustavo Guerra. Heriberto Rangel.
No.
Roel Alberto Avila.
No.
Eliafán Guajardo. Victor Jose Sanchez.
Any other precinct chairs on this side whose name was not called?
Abad Morales.
Abad is not a senior. Deputy to the Secretary of State. I will get them out, yes. Okay, what do you count?
It's 26 to 19, I didn't count about 5.
Let her count, sir.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, Okay. The nays have it at 26, 19 yeses.
So the vote is as follows by the CEC. We have 26 no, 19 yes. Who's the 23rd person?
Selena's ghost.
I got you. So it would be 26 no, 20 yes. The motion does not pass. I am sorry, guys. You can thank your CEC for that. No, you can thank the CEC for that. All right, we're going to move to the next item.
They would still be.
Well, then we can put them on for the next agenda, Stacy. It's not a big deal. Okay.
No, it dies there.
No.
The motion was
we can bring it back.
wasn't it?
Next thing, we're moving to subsection B, approval of proposed committees. There was a idea to put together committees to allow for more transparency and involvement by the precinct chairs. There was some proposed committee workshop that took place, which a lot of you did attend. The following committees are the ones that are up for CEC approval today. Fundraising and Budget Committee, CEC Planning Committee, Volunteer Committee, Bylaws Committee, Community Outreach Committee, and the War Room Messaging Committee. There has been substantial interest in each one of these. However, if there is a committee that is not on here and you think that you would like to be a part of it or start it, then I am more than happy to put that on there. Yes, Cynthia, what committee? Accountability Committee. That's basically a bylaw committee.
Stacy.
That's a bylaw committee. You can be a part of that if you'd like. You're free to sign up and put yourself in it. Yes, ma'am, Ms. Victoria. That's on our outreach committee. So if you would like to be a part of outreach, I would highly encourage you to do so. Yes, ma'am.
Voter registration, where would that fit?
We can put that into outreach as well. Outreach.
Point of information.
Yes, ma'am, Stacy.
So this is an item for voting.
Yes.
So why are you telling us what the committees will be?
Those are the ones that showed interest when we were.
No,
Yeah, so I mean, looks like I said, Stacy, you can add, you can subtract. It's up to you. It's up to you guys to decide if these are committees that you want to be a part of, or if there are additional committees that you would like to include that can be done as well. Today is for creation only, and then after this, each committee will meet separately and apart to discuss who your chair and vice chairs will be, and then we bring that to the next CEC, and each committee will make their recommendations to get approval from the CEC to officially put them in. And we have sign-in sheets that are being passed around for all of these committees. If you would like to be a part of them, please sign up, and then once we know who's who, you guys get together, and you can start doing whatever it is that you need to do.
If they pass, we won't pass them out until they pass.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
Out of
Cynthia.
order, sir. Sit down.
Yes.
You don't have the floor.
Yes.
We would like to really extend an olive branch and tell you, let's follow the rules. So we do not have an appointed treasurer, and we need to recognize that the last voted on secretary is Melissa, where is she?
But Cynthia, I understand that, but you're bringing up things that are not on today's agenda, Cynthia. If you want them on today's
But
agenda,
that's why I was talking about, accountability.
Okay.
You said in the bylaws.
but I understand that, but if you want to talk about the committee and what their duties could potentially be, we can do that. But if you want to talk about things like you're talking about, that is not on today's agenda. We're not going to entertain these things.
Then answer the phone so that I can talk.
Then you and I will have a conversation separate and apart. Yes, ma'am, Ms. Perales.
I've been asked if, like, we're having all these workshops, are we allowed to have workshops with all the politiqueros that are out there that are not trained the right way?
Anybody is welcome to join these workshops. Anybody out there is free to join these committees. You do not need to be a precinct chair to be a part of them. This is in an effort to grow and expand the party, to strengthen it as well. The way this will be working is at every CEC meeting, the chair and co-chair will be giving update reports from each committee, so that way everybody here will know exactly what it is that's going on with each committee moving forward. That is an effort to keep everybody informed, keep everybody cohesive, increase transparency, and allow us to get ready for the midterms. I don't know if you all saw this, but there's a threat that got put out by the Republicans that says, why wait, retire them. They want to retire every single Democrat. Every elected official, Terry, judges back there, they're coming for each and every one of you, which is why these committees are so important to strengthen and get this party on the right track. Yes, Ms. Cheney.
Mr. Chairman, we're not going to let that happen to our strong Democrats.
I love to hear
We're
that.
here to support them. The only thing that I do want to add, sir, with all due respect, is that Ms. Perales has a very legitimate concern. You just told us that the Republicans are coming after us. When we go to this, and I have been to two of the trainings, I feel very insecure sitting next to people that are telling us, all my family is Republican. I don't even know why they told me to be here. So I'm here just because somebody told me to be here. I'm going to tell you, I feel it is very dangerous if we don't have someone that checks credentials for those people that are walking in, because we do not know them. Look how many killings we've had all over. I am scared for my life, as I'm sure many others are scared for their life too. So I want you to please acknowledge that and put a check system in place so that we know who is going to be sitting right there next to us.
To answer your question, so everybody here today are precinct chairs, so I'm hoping we can trust the people in this room, at least on this side that are voting correct. Now that if these committees were to be approved today, it will be up to the committees to determine what types of checks and balances you guys want to put in place. That is why I am recommending you guys to put together a chair and co-chair, and then you create the structure that you want with the rules and checks that you would like. Obviously, I'm not going to micromanage your committees. These are for you. These are for you guys to do the things that you feel that you want to do and utilize your strengths to keep this party moving forward. So, to answer your question, Ms. Cheney, yes, I wholeheartedly agree with you. There needs to be checks and balances as far as who is attending these meetings. Once we have more control over it, as far as solidified committees, then those committees can check and balance the way that they see fit.
Thank you.
Yes, Eddie.
I make a motion to approve what our chair had just, I'm gonna echo whatever, to approve the list. And if anybody needs something else after that, we'll talk about it, but motion to approve.
No, we have not finished with the discussion.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second, we're still in discussion, okay.
No, I move to amend the motion,
Okay,
and I move to have the amendment be the following committees. Fundraising committee.
there's a fundraising committee on there.
You want to let me go through this? My amendment?
Not really.
Let's just go, Stacy.
Fundraising, separate from budget. So
Just read it out.
my amendment is fundraising, finance budget, CEC planning, volunteer committee, bylaws committee, community outreach committee, war room committee,
Got,
I'll make my motion to amend as echoed by you. Friendly amendment accepted. And, second.
all those in favor of the amended list, please?
The amended list,
We
right?
can do the amendment.
And that's fine. I agree with the voter education committee. I don't have a problem with that, and registration. So we have a motion to approve the amended committee list, which has been seconded already. All those in favor, please raise your hands. All those, no? All right, motion passes. Thank you, guys. Yes, Ms. Leslie.
What I'm wondering, nothing about controversial, generally speaking, under new business, there's an opportunity to present new business, to discuss, to be put on the agenda for the next time. I don't see that here. Do we have that opportunity?
We can add that. If there is something that you would like to be placed on the next agenda, please, and I really do, send me an email and I will have that looked at. And if it is something that needs to be discussed, we will discuss it and I can put that into our next agenda item for our next meeting, which we will be hosting here in the very near future.
But it wouldn't be on an agenda of the meeting to present new business.
I'll make sure and change that for the next go around. All right, guys, moving on to 10.
Point of information.
Yes, Stacy. Yes.
With the agenda, never in the 2 years that I've been a precinct chair, have you asked for any input on an agenda. So you are saying now that we cannot amend the agenda at the meeting, but yet we have no input, and a minute ago you said that we could email you if we have something we want on the agenda, and then you went on to say that you might consider putting it, and I understand, not everything can be on the agenda, that's not what I'm saying. You said you might consider putting it on the agenda. My concern is that, again, the power is being taken away from the governing body of this party, which are the CEC members, and everything
That's not true.
that, if it's not in the
That's
party
not true.
rules, Texas party rules, and we don't have our bylaws yet, then it goes to Robert's rules. I would ask that wherever you're getting it, that the agenda does not have to be, cannot be, your statement was cannot be amended at a meeting, that you provide that information to us so that we are also aware of that rule.
Stacy, number one, I highly encourage you to join our bylaws committee. Number two, if there is something that you think is relevant to put on the agenda for the next meeting, I will gladly entertain it. It is my decision, but if it is relevant and I think that it is for the betterment of the party, rest assured, I will have that in there. Yes, Ms. Cheney, because I know people here need to leave. Yes, ma'am.
Point of order, along the same line with Ms. Stacy, I belong to a lot of different boards and stuff, and I do a lot of volunteer work. And I am asking that you consider, Mr. Chairman, the possibility of putting announcements at the end so that we can make some relevant announcements, like when we're gonna have a ski shoot for Mr. Palacios or Ms. Palacios or whatever. So those things become part
Yes,
of
ma'am.
the CEC body.
I agree with you, and you have my word. At our next agenda meeting, at the very end, I will have announcements by CEC. Yes, ma'am, Ms. Millie.
Precinct Chair 115. I have been a member of the Democratic Party as a precinct chair, and I beg to differ from what Chano Garza is always saying that he's the oldest person around. Please, I'm 80 years old, and no, I am the oldest and the longest standing precinct chair, and we've always had a calendar. All I ask, could you please, I also belong to a lot of organizations, and I go to Church Plus. I need a calendar. Give us just an estimated date so that we maybe choose the second Thursday or the whatever, but give us a calendar so that I can plan on it. I'm sure that everybody else has the same situation.
We will work better at getting you what you need.
And in regards to the girls that came in and were trying to get sworn in, I wanted to hear, I'm a true blue Democrat, which they never said. And you know something? Excuse me. Sit down.
Okay, guys, hey, look, everybody, Miss Millie, we respect your service, we are thankful for your service, we appreciate all the work that you do. We hope that you continue to serve and do what you do best, ma'am.
Only 20 more years.
I know you will. Yes, Miss Cynthia, the last one, please.
And perhaps to that calendar, you can add, go to all of the candidates, the Democrats, everyone, whatever they have, because nobody shows up when we're running. Nobody.
If the
shows up.
candidates and elected officials could please help me help them and send us the information, I have no problem disseminating that information to the CEC. Now, moving on to number 10, I want to say thank you again to our sponsor, Attorney Catherine Bettis. You're very gracious for your help, everything here today. Moving on to item 11, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second, all those in favor? All those opposed? Motion adjourned, thank you.